Hello and welcome to USA Weekly News Plus, the show that bravely, some might say foolishly, attempts to predict the news before it actually happens. It's like Nostradamus, but with slightly less plague and considerably more internet access. Every Thursday we sift through the political tea leaves, the economic entrails, and the occasional hurricane warning to bring you a glimpse into the maelstrom that is the upcoming news cycle. So buckle up, strap in, and please, for the love of all that is sensible, don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and comment.
Well, folks, it's that time of year again. The time when the Atlantic Ocean decides to cosplay as a giant washing machine, and the southeastern United States nervously checks its disaster preparedness kit. That's right, it's hurricane season. Now, predicting the path of a hurricane is a bit like predicting the trajectory of a toddler hopped up on sugar and red dye number 40. It's chaotic, unpredictable, and often leaves a trail of destruction in its wake. But these are highly trained professionals, armed with supercomputers and more data points than you could shake a barometer at. So when they start talking about potential landfall in Florida, Texas, or Louisiana, you better believe people start nailing plywood to their windows and stocking up on canned goods. Because let's be honest, for a few days it kind of feels like it is.
Ah, the sweet, sweet siren song of the 2024 election. This week, the candidates will be crisscrossing the country, kissing babies, dodging scandals, and generally trying to convince us that they, despite all evidence to the contrary, are actually human beings capable of leading a nation. We'll be diving deep into their backgrounds, their policies, and their poll numbers, because apparently, we, the American public, are obsessed with these horse race politics.
Well, folks, it seems like inflation is the house guest that just won't take the hint. It's overstayed its welcome, eaten all the snacks, and is now making a play for your rent money. And the Federal Reserve, in all its infinite wisdom, has decided to fight fire, or rather inflation, with interest rate hikes, which is a bit like trying to cure a headache by repeatedly banging your head against a wall. So, what does this mean for you, the average slightly terrified consumer? Well, your mortgage just got more expensive, your credit card debt just got more terrifying, and that new car you were eyeing, yeah, you might want to stick with the one that smells vaguely of old French fries and regret for a little while longer. But hey, at least the stock market is doing well.
News 4 on strike labor's last stand. Well, folks, it seems the American labor movement is taking a page from the Taylor Swift playbook and shaking off the shackles of corporate greed. That's right, the auto workers are on strike, and they're not backing down without a fight. This isn't just some petty squabble over break-room snacks and air conditioning. These are demands for fair wages, decent benefits, and the kind of job security that doesn't disappear faster than a politician's spine in an election year. But as the corporations dig in their heels, and the politicians offer their usual platitudes, one question remains. Will this be the spark that ignites a new era of labor rights?
News 5 tech titans on trial data privacy takes center stage. Silicon Valley, the land of hoodies, venture capital, and the ever-present fear that your Roomba is secretly judging your taste in furniture, is facing a reckoning. Because for once, the tech giants aren't just facing angry tweets and the occasional congressional hearing, they're facing actual, real-life consequences. That's right, data privacy laws are finally growing teeth, and the tech companies are starting to sweat like Mark Zuckerberg in a congressional hearing. These new laws, with their fancy names and even fancier legal jargon, are all about giving you, the humble user, some semblance of control over your data. Because in the digital age, your data is currency, and those tech companies, they've been printing money faster than the Federal Reserve during a sugar rush.
Title COVID's Unwelcome Encore, new variant, same old story. Well, folks, just when you thought it was safe to go back into the metaphorical water, COVID-19 has decided to release a new and improved version of itself. Think of it like the director's cut, but instead of deleted scenes, it's just more contagious and potentially more resistant to your vaccine-induced immunity. But fear not, dear viewers, because we'll be separating the fact from the fiction, the science from the speculation, and the genuine medical advice from the conspiracy theories that your weird uncle keeps posting on Facebook. So stay tuned, stay informed, and for the love of all that is holy, get vaccinated. News 7. From wildfires to climate action, a burning planet demands attention. This week, we're turning our attention to the western United States, where the forests are ablaze, the air is thick with smoke, and the term fire season has become about as quaint and outdated as a dial-up modem. Because let's be clear, folks, this isn't just some unfortunate natural disaster. This is climate change in action. And while the firefighters risk their lives battling these infernos, the politicians are busy offering their thoughts and prayers, which, let's be honest, are about as effective as throwing a bucket of water on a house fire. But amidst the devastation, there are glimmers of hope. Communities coming together, scientists working tirelessly to find solutions, and a growing movement of people demanding action. News 8. Supreme Court Showdown. Gun rights under fire. Well, folks, the Supreme Court is back in session, and this time, they're tackling a topic that's about as divisive as pineapple on pizza or Nickelback's entire discography. That's right, it's gun control. Now, I know what you're thinking. This is going to be a nuanced and respectful discussion about the Second Amendment, the right to bear arms, and the complex societal issues surrounding gun violence. And to that I say, are you new here? This is America. We don't do nuanced and respectful, especially when it comes to guns. So buckle up for a week of fiery rhetoric, impassioned pleas, and enough constitutional law to make your head spin faster than a top on a turntable. News 9, Game On, NFL and college football kickoff. Well, folks, the leaves are turning, the air is getting crisp, and the sound of screaming fans can only mean one thing. Football is back. That's right, the NFL and college football seasons are upon us, bringing with them the promise of bone-crushing tackles, improbable catches, and enough fantasy football drama to make Shakespeare weep. So, grab your jerseys, stock up on snacks, and prepare for a season of thrilling victories, soul-crushing defeats, and the comforting knowledge that no matter how badly your team performs, at least you're not the one getting paid millions of dollars to throw a ball really far. News 10, U.S. China relations, a trade war on simmer. And finally, folks, we turn our attention to the ongoing saga of U.S. China relations, which is a bit like watching a diplomatic chess match being played by two grandmasters who are also, inexplicably, juggling chainsaws. It's tense, it's unpredictable, and someone's probably going to get hurt. This week, the focus is on trade, as the two economic superpowers try to hammer out a deal that doesn't involve crippling tariffs or an all-out trade war. But beyond the spreadsheets and the economic jargon, this is about more than just trade. It's about global dominance, technological supremacy, and the future of the world order. Outrow until next week. And that's it for this week's edition of USA Weekly News Plus. We hope you enjoyed this whirlwind tour of the upcoming news cycle, or at the very least found it mildly less terrifying than checking the actual news. Remember, folks, the news may be unpredictable, but your ability to stay informed and engaged is not. So subscribe, share, like, and comment, and we'll see you next Thursday for another exhilarating ride on the news roller coaster. Until then, stay safe, stay informed, and try not to let the impending sense of doom get you down.